Airtech Soldier here, and I'm back to talk about Star Wars Ahsoka Season 1, Episode 4, and my thoughts on this episode. Well, I'm a bit shocked. I think this episode was good, and the best episode we have gotten so far in this series. Are there problems? Yes, pacing is still a massive issue. Bad acting also. Can't really get away from one actress who definitely should not have gotten this role. But other than that, I rather liked the episode. I think it was enjoyable. I enjoyed the lightsaber fights we got in this episode. I know some people are saying it has its problems, but come on now. We saw the sequel trilogy. They were terrible. It looked like in this episode they are at least trying. I know it's not as good as the prequels or the originals, but they are improving in that area, at least. I also massively enjoyed the Sabine stuff at the end of this episode. And I think, yeah, they're probably going to change it, and they're going to probably make us, think that what she did was right or whatever. But again, I didn't think they were going to go that way with Sabine. I thought we were going to get a kind of boring story arc with Sabine just saving the day all the time. But I liked what they did at the end with her. I did. The ending of this episode, I have mixed feelings about. I don't agree with the area that they were in. I think what Dave Filoni created there was stupid. I think a lot of people tried to think that was going to save Star Wars, but they're never going to use that thing for that. I'm trying not to spoil the ending, but I'm just saying where they end up, that whole area, I don't agree with that being Star Wars. Time travel should not be in Star Wars. But overall, strong episode. I absolutely enjoyed seeing more of Balon, because he wasn't just in one part of the episode, he was actually in this whole episode, which is actually good because he can act, and when he's on the screen you actually do sit up and listen. So yeah, so what would I give this episode out of 10? I would give it a 6 out of 10. I know it's not a massive grade, but I'm just being fair here. It's a 6 out of 10 for me. And yeah, I am actually kind of a little bit looking forward to the next episode. So let's get the spoilers now. If you don't want to hear spoilers, leave in 3, 2, 1. So the episode starts off with us on the Ahsoka ship, where Sabine and Yarn are trying to fix it so they can get out of there. Ahsoka is wandering around. I don't know what she's doing. And, oh no, she's outside, I think, guarding the perimeter. And when Yarn tells Sabine where Ahsoka is, Ahsoka goes out to talk to her. Pretty much tells her, yeah, the ship's going to take time to be repaired. And Ahsoka's like, fine, but we have to concentrate on our main mission, which is to get the map back from the enemy. But Ahsoka then brings up the fact they might not be able to save the map. They might have to destroy it to make sure that Thrawn doesn't come back. And we did get this cringe moment where Ahsoka says Thrawn comes back to become heir to the Empire. I know they have to force this in to remind us of better Star Wars, but you don't need to do that. There was no need for Ahsoka to say heir to the Empire. All she had to say was, if Thrawn comes back, massive war, but a better dialogue than that. I just think bringing up, the Thrawn heir to the Empire name, it's just a little like, hey fans, we remember that fucking book series, and I don't care. That was a better series. Anyway, so she says that they might have to destroy the map, and if they destroy the map, it stops Thrawn, but they will not be able to get Ezra. And we keep getting this crap with Sabine, which is that it's a family thing with them two. it kind of seems like they're trying to really step back from a romantic relationship between Sabine and Ezra. I don't know why. Well, I kind of know why. Maybe they want to make Sabine gay. Who fucking knows? But I don't think Sabine should be, that concerned with the map. Well, actually, yeah, I do think so. But what I'm just trying to say is I think it's just stupid that they're trying to push this relationship they have as family when we did see the show where Ezra did fall in love with her. So I don't know why. I just don't know why they're not, showing that Sabine also felt love for Ezra. But anyway, so Sabine shrugs it off and says, "No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna get the map back. And we're gonna go get Ezra." But Ahsoka kind of just says, "Yeah, probably, but we need to kind of be ready for the option of abandoning Ezra." So Sabine just walks back on the ship, and then we go to the bad guys where we see Morgan, Balon, and Shin, where Morgan tells Balon, we need to make sure that the map is downloaded to the ship thing so we can go get Thrawn, but it's going to take time, so we need to delay the Jedi, or at least delay Ahsoka. And so Balon sends the droids and the mercenary he's got to slow them down. Morgan kind of mentions that they're not going to stop Ahsoka, and he's like, yeah, I know. That's why I'm going to send Shin and the Night Guy to actually be the ones to slow Ahsoka down. So he sends them off. We then get the scene where Yarn is outside the ship preparing it. Then he's attacked by HK unit. I kind of did enjoy the fight between them. And again, I will say this about the show. I do like the fact they're using more CGI. The fact that the droid fight was CGI and, didn't look shit, I think is pretty good. I mean, it is kind of weird with Star Wars that they seem to have gone way too far with the whole, realistic aspect, using puppets when they can, and trying not to use so much CGI. I get the fact some people are kind of wary of it from the George Lucas stuff, but in this show they seem to have done it right, where they're using the right amount of CGI and the right amount of realistic props. I do enjoy that. Anyway, so we get the fight between Yarn and the HK droid. Then Ahsoka and Sabine realise something's going on. We get this fight between Ahsoka, the HK droid, and Sabine shoots a couple of the mercenaries. By the way, the mercenaries are very stupid since they're just standing out in the open, which I am kind of getting sick of seeing in Star Wars. Nobody using cover, nobody trying to stay as far back as they can when you have a ranged weapon, being a blaster. Yeah. But the fight wasn't that bad. It's just little problems for me. Anyway, so they beat all the guys. Ahsoka and Sabine then leg it to, find the map, and they leave Yarn back there to fix the rest of the ship. And Yarn's then told by Ahsoka to contact Hera to get some help to them. We then go back to Home 1, which is obviously controlled by Hera, where she is, she couldn't convince the council to let her have a couple of ships, so she's going to take her ghost and head off to go help Sabine and Ahsoka. One of her officers comes to try to stop her and tell her you can't just leave, that's against the rules. But Hera says, well, make some excuse up and I'll be back with Ahsoka and Sabine. So, and she also brings her son with her. I mean, that's a pretty terrible mother. I mean, you're heading into a dangerous situation and you're bringing your son along. Pretty stupid. And then when Hera says to her son, because the son kind of mentions, I thought you said we have to, do as we're told and not break the rules. And she says she's a general and she can do that. I know they're playing off a comedy. I do get that. But it did just really just sounds stupid to me. Of course, being a general, you have to follow the rules. Again, I don't think her son should be with her on this mission. She should have left her son on the home one, where it's safe. I just don't know why she's bringing her son. So Sabine heads out of home one's hangar bay, and it turns out she's not just going on her own. She's got a squadron of X-Wings coming with her, about 5. The Asian guy from The Mandalorian, and they're heading with Hera to go help Ahsoka and Sabine. Back with the bad guys, Morgan then activates the map and then starts to download the coordinates for Thrawn to the ring ship. She then heads off to the ring ship to, wait for the download, and tells Balon to protect the map whilst it's downloading. Back in the forest, Ahsoka and Sabine bump into Sheen and the Night Guy. We then get this fight between them both. Sabine fights Sheen and Ahsoka fights the Night. We get the stupid helicopter lightsaber where the guy holds out in front of him and just spins the blades for no fucking tactical reason or in any way is that good for a fight. It just seems stupid. It really does. That lightsaber is so fucking dumb. The helicopter lightsaber. Anyway, whilst Ahsoka is fighting the Knight, she gets through his defences and cuts him, and he just crumbles into dust. So, don't know if the Night Guy is dead, but apparently getting sliced on your stomach is enough to kill you. But for Sabine getting stabbed in the fucking stomach, that doesn't kill you. So, what's the point of lightsabers at this point? What is the point? He could die from a lightsaber. Maybe it's because she was a woman, because I'm starting to realise everybody who survived a lightsaber stab has been a woman, and all the men seem to just die when they get hit by a lightsaber, except for Finn. It's just fucking stupid at this point. They have really fucked up with lightsabers. Anyway, Ahsoka then realises she has to head off to kind of stop the map being transferred to the ring. So she kind of heads off and leaves Sabine. Well, Sabine tells her to head off and go stop the bad guys while she fights Sheen. We get the fight between Sheen and Sabine, where Sheen is kind of, pretty good. So Sabine's not really able to handle her. She then gets pushed to the ground and then tries to use the Force on Sheen. Sheen kind of tells her, you got no power here. And I didn't really like this fake out with the Force thing, because we all know Sabine is going to eventually use the Force in this show. And it is going to be so fucking stupid when she does. So, Sheen, actually, Sabine then uses her blasters on her arm to shoot at Sheen. Sheen then gets pretty scared and runs off. I don't know why. You still had a lightsaber. You still could have fought. I don't know why you just left Sabine to live. That seemed a bit stupid to me. Anyway, you get to the best part of the episode, which is Balon and Ahsoka meeting for the first time. Balon explaining that he knew Anakin and how Anakin used to talk about Ahsoka. Ahsoka then talks about the fact she's not here to talk about the past. She's here to pretty much stop him. And Balon says, why are you trying to stop me? I'm trying to make a better future for the galaxy. Or in those words. So we get a very good lightsaber fight between Ahsoka and Balon. And I will agree, it is better in this scene than it was in the first episode with Balon. It didn't look like an old man with a lightsaber. But I will say I did have one little problem with this lightsaber fight. They did take stupid pauses in it. And I know it's supposed to make tension, but it was like, could you just get on with, fighting each other? I don't need to see you standing there doing nothing for that long. So, it's getting better, the lightsaber fights. Just little problems. And overall, this episode, the scenes still feel a bit long. It still feels like it's a kind of, like I need to just get on with it. I don't need to be watching someone doing nothing for this 20-second shit. I just, move it along faster, please. That's all I'm asking. So, they get to the fight with each other. Then Balon gets the upper hand, pushes Sabine next to the cliff, and then Ahsoka then grabs the map, but pushes Balon away, grabs the map off the thing that Morgan put it on, that activates the map, pulls it off, it burns Ahsoka, she drops it. Then they go back to fighting each other, Balon and Ahsoka. Then Balon beats Ahsoka back to the cliff. We then see Sheen pop up. Balon tells her to grab the map and put it back on to reactivate the download. Ahsoka then pushes Sheen, whilst Balon just stands there doing nothing for a second. I don't know why I didn't intervene straight away. You could see what Ahsoka was going to do from a mile away. Just get in her way, stop her, let Sheen put the map on. I know they're trying to have the Sabine scene, but then don't have Sheen come in. Or at least have Ahsoka push Balon and then push Sheen. You don't need to have Balon just stand there doing nothing. Anyway, so Balon then gets involved, pushes Ahsoka back to the cliff. Sheen is, I think, knocked out at this point. And then Sabine comes in, grabs the map, points a blaster to it, and tells Balon to let Ahsoka go or she'll destroy the map. But Balon can see that Sabine does not want to do that. So what he does is he pushes Ahsoka off the cliff and, I think he gets rid of Ahsoka at this point. And then we get a great scene where Balon talks to Sabine. Sabine wants to destroy the map, or at least she's thinking about destroying the map, but Balon then mentions about saving Ezra and how if you destroy the map there is no hope to save him. And all Balon's trying to do is save the galaxy for the greater good. And somehow, in this scene, I thought Sabine was going to just do something stupid, like try to run away, or Sheen would jump in to stop Sabine. But they did a very interesting thing in this episode. They had Sabine hand over the map. That's a stupid thing to do, because now they're definitely going to go get Thrawn. But I like it because it shows that Sabine isn't perfect. I don't think we can go down the road of corner and Mary Sue completely yet. And seeing that she's done a massive mistake like that she has been selfish to a point, I rather like that scene. I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting Sabine to destroy the map or throw it away or someone else to intervene. Not just hand it over to Balon, which she does. And after she hands the map to Balon, Sheen then starts to force choke Sabine. And at this moment I thought, oh my god, they're going to betray Sabine and then we're just going to get this really shit fight between Balon, Sabine and Sheen. And, Sabine is going to win that fight, which she shouldn't. But no, Balon steps in and tells Sheen to let Ahsoka go. She does, and Sheen just handcuffs Sabine and they head off to the ring ship to, head off to go get Thrawn. After this, we then see Yarn has fixed the communications on Ahsoka's ship. Hera has then arrived with the 5 X-Wings to fight a massive ring ship. Again, I don't understand why you didn't take a battleship, a cruiser. Why just 5 X-Wings and the Ghost? Kind of seems stupid. Anyway, so they realise that the ring is activated and it's preparing to leave orbit, so they head off to try to stop it. Balon, Sheen and Sabine get on the ship. The ship then prepares to to hyperdrive to go get Thrawn. What's her name? Hera then tells her battle group to try to get in the way of the ring before it hyperspaces out of there. Which is, I was getting a lot of memories of The Last Jedi, and I thought we were going to get this stupid scene where she was going to tell them, or at least tell two of the X-Wings to hyperdrive into the ring to destroy them. I genuinely thought that was going to happen. But no, the ring goes into hyperspace, and it sends the entire attack group into a massive spin. 3 X-Wings get destroyed by colliding into each other, and then Hera kind of realises she's kind of fucked up because they are now going to go get Thrawn, and now this could be war for the entire galaxy. We then get the ending scene, which I have mixed feelings about, which is Ahsoka waking up in the world between worlds, that crappy time travel thing. Yes, I am against that scene. I think that place is so fucking stupid. Time travel should not be in Star Wars. You've never needed it. Never. So Ahsoka wakes up in a world between worlds, and we see Anakin Skywalker, who calls her Snips, and then that's how the episode ends. I would have done a better scene personally, and I would have said, listen, at the end of Return of the Jedi, you see Anakin has learnt to be a Force ghost. Why not have Anakin be a Force ghost to Ahsoka? And he chooses this moment to let Ahsoka see her. That would have been an actually great, scene. Seeing Anakin in World Between Worlds, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right, and it looks pretty stupid. But yeah, that's how the episode ends. It is a 6 out of 10. I still enjoyed parts of this episode. There are stupid parts, and again, they really need to, move faster with the episodes. It still feels too slow. But overall, it's a good episode. And I am kind of looking forward to next week's episode, where we might actually see Thrawn. For fuck's sake. I'm kind of getting sick of the wait. Let's just get on with it, and let's just see Thrawn and, see if they've damaged him or anything. Anyway, but that's the end of my review. If you like this review, give it a like. If you dislike this review, give it a dislike. And if you like my content, do think about subscribing. And if you have a comment, leave it below and I'll get back to you. Entertainment Soldier, bye.